All right, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you have an amazing day. Lolly back on top. Amazing. Julian, how you doing? Gertie, much love. Sam, what's up, Sam? All right, let's get up cozy here, friendly. Whoa. Get in focus. Get that. Hold on a second. Why is this thing always in my way now? It kind of looks weird, eh? Like some bright light. Let's move that out of the way. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's say hello to our beloveds. Tahir, what's up? Sadane, how you doing? Judy, what's up? Who else we got here? Habibi, Ahmed, Angel, what's up? Burke, how you doing, Burke? Elias, what's up, brother? Rehab, gotta go. Anas, how you doing? GK, what's up? Gozia, hello. Artur, what's up, man? Good afternoon. Yeah, pretty much. It's 2:02 p.m. in Canada. I think for you guys it's probably late, but in Canada it's still afternoon. Who else we got in here? Malika's back. What's up, Malika? Learning English made easy. Hey, that was pretty easy. Yeah, what a beautiful day in Vancouver. It's okay. It's apparently going to snow again today, so we thought we was like all over with the snow, and then whoosh, it comes back. So what are you going to do? Makeber, hello. Bahar, what's up? Marcin, my man. Midhat, yeah. Lady, I'm running out of things to say. I'm just trying to mix it up. Elena, glug, glug, glug. Yeah. Okta, what's up? Ziad, what's up? Spider-Man's in the house. All right, let's do this. Greetings from Poland, indeed. Yeah, if you're new to the chat, give us a little shout out like, hey, dudes and dudettes. I'm Kent, and I'm from Canada. Just so we know where you're from, because it's cool, because we, oh, you stop it right there. I like you already. Yeah, so just tell everybody where you're from, especially if you're new. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to know. It's cool to be from a different country, very international. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. Here's the plan of attack. What are we going to have to do in this video? Well, you're going to have to stand up, Medhat, jump on one foot, up and down, and then you got to spin, and then you got to do a backflip on one leg. No, you don't have to do any of that stuff. I'm good, Malik. I'm good. I'm feeling all right. A lot of people are getting sick here. I don't know, maybe because of this snow that's coming, impending snow. But other than that, I think I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Shake it off. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. I come from Lublin in the eastern part of Poland. Wow, there you go. Sounds lovely. Teacher joke. Sweden. All right, cool. No better because I couldn't see you come into the class, so you're never late. Right on time. Joseph from Mexico. There we go. All right, very nice. All right, newbies. That's what you are. You're new. You're called a newbie. But jump in here. Let's do this the way we always do. Edgar, my man's in the house. Sweet. All right, here we go. Let's jump in. Yahoo! All right, here we go. So please open that document. We're going to be looking at two things today. Two things at the same time, which are similar things but slightly different. So open up that document, and you will come to this wonderful page, which is designed by me to help you learn the English. Don't say the English, just say English. So let's jump in, and today we're going to talk about these two things. We're going to talk about the past perfect. It's kind of grammar. And we're going to talk about the past perfect simple and continuous. And you're like, Kent, what does that mean? I don't know what you're saying. You speak alien. Well, it's basically two types of grammar that we use to explain ourselves. So what we're going to do, going to read some sentences. We're going to talk about them. And I want you to tell me, do you agree or disagree? So let me throw that in the chat just so you're not totally confused by my fast speaking, articulate Canadian voice. Look at the following sentences in both types of grammar. Do you agree or do you disagree? Classic Kent activity. I love the agree, disagree. So you might have to learn some new vocab to do this, but I believe in you, so let's do this. Number one, I had been naughty. What is naughty? I had been a naughty child until my parents decided to spank me. Naughty Naughty, naughty, naughty. That's the naughty finger, right? Just like you're being bad. And then until my parents decided to whoosh, spank me. And then I became the good child, not the naughty child, right? So do you agree? Do you disagree? And if you don't know what spank means, allow me to help you out. I'm sure this will go horribly well. Let's see here, spank GIF. There it is. See that? That's a spank. Whoa! Okay, let's do another one, shall we? What's an appropriate? There's never really an appropriate spank, is there? Those are all bad. I'm going to stop looking at these videos right now. Sorry. That was inappropriate. I apologize, kind of. All right, so there we go. So, do you agree with that? Yeah, exactly, right? Okay. So I had been a naughty child, a bad child, until my parents decided to whoosh, spank me, and then I became the wonderful child who always paid attention and never did anything terrible. All right, so let's see what you guys had to say. Batter says, that was like my dad. He hit me because he loves me. Not cool. Okay, combination of feelings there. Batter, a little bit of bad. Shouldn't have been spanked. It's a good question, right? Some people, maybe their parents were a little bit old school, conservative, and the spanking happened, right? Probably I should have gotten one or two, and it probably would have helped me be a little bit more controlled. Yeah, it's like a slap. And you can see it's pretty, yeah, exactly. Hit their children on the butt, right? And you hit them on the butt because they did something really bad. You're like, that was terrible. Don't do that. And then they say, okay, don't do that again, right? No more spanks. And kids know that word very quickly. They're like, I don't like spanking, right? And they'll probably tell you that. It's forbidden to hit a child in Brazil. Parents can go to jail. Right. And again, be careful. I think there's a difference between spanking and hitting. Okay? So be careful that those two things are different. I'm not saying you can do that. Of course, that's crazy. But some parents would whoosh, just on the bum back there when they're younger. All right, so we got some disagreement here. Yeah, I agree. You can also teach children without resorting to spanks. Judith, I don't agree because spanking is not the solution. Okay, there we go. I come again. Welcome back. Marcia and Edgar, at the moment, it is forbidden everywhere. It's a good question. Hitting your kid, definitely, there's going to be laws against that in a lot of countries. Spanking, I don't know. I'm not sure how strict the rule is. Claps in Polish. Well, there we go. Spanks, claps. Words in conversation and words are more powerful. They can fix anything rather than spanking. That's a very adult and mature view about spanking. You're probably right. It's not necessary, but just for a little, you never know. I've had some of my students that, oh yeah, I got spanked. And I said, did you deserve it? And he's like, yep, I deserved it. So, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different. Some families are different, maybe a little bit old school, new school, you know what I mean? There we go. But anyways, let's look at the sentence as well. So you can see, I'm kind of building here. You can see in the first part of the sentence I use this had been, right? So think about that. And then later, in the other part of the sentence, I use this decided, okay? So this is, not parents, decided. This is part of the grammar. How about this? Let's try another one. Hey, man. Hey, Aisha. What's up, dude? Dudette. How about this one, number 2? I had been paying attention. You know paying attention? Listening, focusing, paying attention. Kind of drifting off, like, not paying attention. So opposite of that. So I had been paying attention in class, maybe this class, until the teacher started talking about grammar. And then I stopped paying attention because grammar's so boring. So I stopped paying attention. So I had been paying attention until the teacher started talking about grammar. Agree or disagree? Remember, this is just your opinion. Maybe imagine yourself in the past and you went to school and you thought, oh, it's okay. But then the teacher starts talking about grammar and you just whoop, and you kind of disappear. Agree? Yeah, Malika, a little bit boring. The grammar not exactly exciting. Yeah, agree. That's why we do some fun agree, disagree sentences to try to make the grammar more exciting. I hope it's kind of exciting, or at least acceptable. Agree? Yeah. Okay, people don't like grammar. I like teaching grammar. I think it's fun, in a way, geeky way. But I think students need it, so it's good to learn it right? If you learn it really well, then you don't need me anymore. Of course, I hope you need me. I need a job, and I like hanging out with you guys. But if you learn good grammar, then you don't really need teachers' help as much because you can fix it yourself. There we go. Marston's in the nerdy house. I like grammar too. There we go. Sweet. All right. There we go. So some people disagree. I'm going to skip number 3 because it's only about Vancouver. I'm going to skip number 4 because it's only about Vancouver. Let's try this one, number 5. So take a look at this one. Agree or disagree? Number 5 says, my family and I had traveled to a lot of countries before I turned 18 years old. Is that true for you? Do you agree or do you disagree with that? My family and I had traveled to a lot of countries before I became 18 years old. I'm going to disagree. I don't think I traveled so much with my parents that whole time. It would have been nice. Mom and Dad could have taken me somewhere a few more times, maybe somewhere warm and tropical, but that's cool. So we didn't travel so much. When I was after 18, I traveled a bunch, and then I just left the country. But what about you guys? Did you travel a lot before you turned 18, or not too much? Maybe all of your traveling is happening now, or in the last few years, or whatever. Or maybe you're going to travel. Everyone disagree. And again, why? Explain your answer. If you say, no, I disagree, tell us why. Always explain your answers. Don't just give a short answer, give a long answer. So what do we got here? Edgar, just to another city. City, one city, another city. Another is always one, not countries. I agree, because traveling is a good experience. Yes, I agree. I learned a lot. Yeah, it's good. I think you can teach your kids a lot if you take them traveling, right? Lolly, stuck somewhere, not moving anywhere. Don't agree. But I'm sure you guys are traveling now. Once you become adults, I'm sure you can travel more, right? Syed, I agree. I had been to a lot of countries before I turned 18. There we go. Aisha, true, because the action happened before another action that existed in the past. Thank you, teacher Aisha. That was a very good explanation. You got it. Marcia, what does it mean? I turned. Became. Turned, sometimes we say turned 18, turned 17, turned 22. Means I became 18, 22, 32, whatever. Okay, I don't agree with my parents. I don't agree my parents weren't good travelers. It happens. Mom and Dad aren't always the best for traveling, maybe. I don't know. Some people are, some people aren't. All right. How about this? I don't know if you've ever had roommates, but in Canada, a lot of people have roommates. Has this ever happened to you? My roommates had been making noise until someone, maybe me, told them to shut up. I use this one in Canada because a lot of our students are in homestay and they have roommates who are from different countries around the world. So sometimes we do this one. My roommates had been making noise until someone told them to, hey, shut up. That could happen. And what else we got? What's up, Samuel? Arthur, teacher, in sentence number 2, could I say until the teacher has started to talk about grammar? Could you use until? Sentence number 2. Could I say until the teacher has started to talk about grammar? No, Arthur, you cannot use has, because remember, all of these situations we're talking about are in the past. So for that one, you cannot. The had been paying attention was in the past. So also the started talking about grammar was also in the past. So both of those actions must be in the past. They're not present ideas. If they were present, then you might say has started, but these are not present ideas. All right, what else we got here? Better, not a lot, but after I had a job, I became more free to go wherever I wanted, sometimes because they are busy, sometimes they weren't interested. Okay, so sometimes your parents were busy, sometimes they weren't interested. Okay. Never had roommates. Gertie, I agree, because when you travel with your parents, the reality is different than when you travel on your own. Yeah, I agree. You see the world in a different way. Totally agree. Batter, I should have told him to stop making noise before our neighbors. We should respect our neighbors. I should have told him to stop making noises because of our neighbors, or something like that. Marcin, I agree with someone. I too dislike that behavior. There we go. He had done the right thing. My neighbors had been making a lot of noise until the police gave them a fine. Exactly. That's what the police do. They like giving fines. All right, let's do... I have a lot of sentences about Vancouver. I'll have to change those in the future. But, oh man, they're all about Vancouver. I have to change that. Let's try this one. There you go. Tell them to shut up. Number 9. After I had been exercising for a while. Yeah, here we go. After I had been exercising, I immediately decided to go for junk food. Maybe some French fries, some kind of dirty burger, something like that. Hey Zineb, what's up? With beer, exactly, Bilali, you know it. Junk food of the maximum variety, right? So is that something you would do? Would you, after I had been exercising for a long time, I immediately decided to go eat some junk food? No, never. No. Okay. Well, some people might think that. Or beer. Maybe it's not even junk food. Maybe it's beer or, a wine or something like that. And you're thinking, I earned this. I just exercised a lot. I think I need some delicious beer or something like that. Okay. No, everyone disagrees. Well, that's nice. You guys are very healthy. Congratulations. Keep it up. I will be at the bar with Lolly hanging out drinking beer after we exercise, so that's cool. Ooh, chocolate. Chocolate's a good choice. Chocolate's always worth it, Lolly. I'm afraid I have to agree to disagree. All right, so there we go. We got a few of those. And I think that's all before let's try one more. Before I got. Ooh, what happened? Yeah! Let's get rid of that. I got one more for you. This one is acceptable. All right, last one. Number 3. Can I send the link? I totally can. Try number 3, guys. I had finished my university or high school before I got a job. So for me, the answer was no. I got a job first. I had gotten a job before I went to university. What about you? Were you kind of the same situation or a little bit different? There we go. Okay. So that was for me. When I was 16, I worked at a gas station. I was pumping gas. Easy job. Good to have when you're young, right? It's good to learn responsibility when you're young. So I had gotten a job before I went to university. I'm going to switch those two. What else we got here? No? Anyone else? Anyone else? Did you guys get a job before you went? You finished your high school or university before you got a job? Or did you get a job? Or had you gotten a job before you went to high school or university? Probably not high school, but maybe university. I had finished university before I got a job. Okay, there you go. Edgar, disagree. I started. No, I've. Just I. I started university, and after 6 months, I got a job. Good. That will be okay. Better. I am working and am in my 2nd year of university. I am doing both. McKeber. I got a job before I finished ED. Don't forget your ED there. Before I finished university. I disagree. I was working and studying simultaneously. Okay, cool. Good. I had already started working before I even finished my high school. Aisha, I had worked as a sales assistant before I went to university. And Lale, I had been working as a waitress before I passed my exams. Okay, perfect. All good. Could you use have to, lady says. For example, I had finished my university before I had a job. Yeah, that would be fine before I had a job. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, that's okay. Worked and studied. Gertie, I had to work. Had is in the past, Gertie, so work we don't need to use past. I had to work before I finished my school. Great. I had worked, then finished uni. Cool. All right. So do you see what we're doing here? You're going to notice that there's a trend of the things that we're talking about. So why don't we jump into the grammar challenge? And we're going to learn about these two things today. We are going to learn about the past perfect simple and the past perfect continuous. So let's do that. Today you're going to learn about those two things. So let's start with question number 1. Question number 1 is, why do we use a past perfect simple? So here's a sentence. Look at this sentence. This sentence here uses the past perfect simple. Okay, I had graduated from my university before I came to Vancouver. Okay, now, why do we use this? So here's the answer. Why do we use this grammar? Past perfect simple before it's past. The past in the past. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. When two actions are in the past and one happened before the other. Thank you, teacher Sam. That was a good explanation. Okay, when you have two actions, they're not happening now, they're not happening in the future, they're both happening in the past. And one of them was first, and one of them was second. And we want to be clear. We want to be like, oh yeah, this one was definitely first, and this one was later, second. So when we want to be really, really clear that the time is not close together, past action, we want them to be a little bit further apart, we use this grammar, and we're going to teach you how to use that grammar. So how do we make the past perfect simple? First, we need a subject. For example, like this. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, there we go. So we need subject. So for example, I, right? So look at that sentence I threw in the chat. I, and then what do we use after that? Okay, I'll help you out. So first we have the subject, right? We have subject, so think of your subject as I. Just I. And then after that we use, what am I supposed, Marcin, basically, there's a document, open up the document, and you will see the same thing that you see on the computer here. Let me send you the document again. Hang in there, buddy, it's coming, it's coming. So you open up the document. You open up that document, Marcin, and then you will see everything on my computer, and you can look at it as well. Okay, so how do we make it? So we need subject plus had. We always use had. Okay, so I had, get out of here. I had been, I had seen, I had gone, I had studied, I had learnt. Okay, and then after had, we need a, oh, he's got that, okay. So we're learning grammar, Marcin. That's what we're doing today. Past participle. Okay? That makes sense? Whoops. Past participle. Okay, so that would make sense here, right? So if you say had graduated, had, right? And then graduated is your past participle. Sometimes it's graduated, sometimes it's finished, sometimes it's seen, sometimes it's given, sometimes it's gone, sometimes it's known. You know those weird verbs? Those ones. Okay, and you can see the rest of the sentence is kind of normal. I had graduated from my university, okay, normal. And then before I came, and came is not had. It's just normal. Came, went, finished, worked, all those things. So far so good, hope we're good. So if you look at the present perfect, past perfect, not present perfect. If you look at the past perfect simple, you might say something like, I had graduated from university before I came to Vancouver. And you can see that those times are very different. First, we have the past action, had graduated, the one over there, and then later came to Vancouver. Okay, so we have two types of grammar there. Okay, so question here, which actions happened at the same time and which actions happened first? Okay, so we have a new sentence here. So look at this following sentence here. Sorry, Batter's got a question. Sometimes we use a helper, don't we? What's a helper, Batter? I'm not sure. Had been plus verb ing, correct. Verb 3, don't know what that is, Mila, but it's probably correct. How about I should have had? I should have, not should have had, but should have graduated, or should have gone, or should have seen, or should have visited. Yes, that you can use. Okay, so look at this sentence. And please tell me which action happened first. Okay, so I got two sentences there. When I arrived back home, I realized that I had left the stove on. Which action happened first? I went back home, I arrived back home, or left the stove on? Which one had left the stove on? Which action happened first and which action happened later? Not a big difference in time in this sentence? No, there's a difference in time. We don't know how big, but we use this grammar to show that there's a difference, a clear difference. Big, I don't know, but clear. Not at a close time, very different times. So had left the stove on, thank you, is the first action. First, I had left on the stove, and later, I said, oh, I realized I had left the stove on. So we got 2 past actions. Okay. Now, look at this one. This one's a little bit harder. This one's a little bit more difficult to guess. Now, I'm going to give you a rule, and then I'm going to break the rule. So look at the first sentence is in the past perfect simple. And in the second sentence, there's only the past simple. So look at those 2 sentences. I had graduated from my university before I came to Vancouver. I graduated. So no had graduated, just normal. I graduated from my university before I came to Vancouver. And the question is there a difference? Is there a difference between those 2 ideas? I had graduated. So remember, today I'm teaching you I had graduated before I came to Vancouver. And the number 2 is I graduated from a university before I came. Is there a difference in the meaning of those 2 sentences? Yes, the time lapse. No. What do you think? The first one is a long time. So you're going to be angry. You're going to be angry at the answer. That basically, for English speakers, there's no big difference between those 2 sentences. So what is the rule? So basically, we, English speakers, we break the rules. We're like, I don't care. I don't want to use had graduated. I just want to say graduated. So we break the rules. Now, when can you break the rules, I guess is the question. So when you are in school, teacher, use had graduated, because that's the correct way to use the grammar. But when you're walking down the street in Vancouver or New York or whichever country you're from, and if you're using English speakers don't usually, we don't always say, oh, I had graduated. We just say, I graduated before I came to Vancouver. So when you use before and when you use after, and you're speaking, you don't have to change the grammar. You can just use easy grammar. I graduated before I came to Vancouver, and you're good. Elias, I graduated from a university before. Nope. I'm coming is a present idea. Today we're only talking about the past. So I had graduated from my university before I came to Vancouver. Okay, so yeah, one of them's more for speaking. One question, are these writing or speaking examples? Both. You could write in this way or you could speak in this way. Both are possible here. Next one. When you break the rules, you natives. Yeah, sorry, Sam. I didn't make the rules. Well, we don't follow them, but yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry we're breaking the rules so often. Try this one. This might be a bad sentence. And I say might. Maybe bad. Why? No worries, Brahim. Thank you, buddy. King of shirts. Wow, I'll take that compliment for sure. Probably not. This is like H&M, but thank you. Okay, so I had been to Europe. That sentence might be bad. Why? Nope. To Europe is fine. No problem. The grammar is pretty much good, but they're missing something. Why do we use this grammar? Why do we use this grammar we're studying today? To talk about how many things in the past? Yes, thank you, Judith. Thank you, Lolly. Because there is not another sentence. We only use this grammar to talk about 2 past actions. One was really early in the past and one was later in the past. So this one is just I had been to Europe. It's usually not clear. We say I had been to Europe before I went to South America. Aha. Okay, so that's only one past action, so that's weird. Sometimes students, they say that. I'm like, no. I give them the teacher finger, don't do it. Okay, because we need 2 times to use this grammar. Next one. Let's do another one. Now, I'm going to talk about the past perfect continuous. What does simple mean? What does continuous mean? These are kind of important things. Simple. If I say past simple, past perfect simple, it means no ing verb. But if I say continuous, it means ing verb. Okay, so if you didn't know that, that's useful. So why do we use past perfect continuous? Batter's got a question, but that still is an independent sentence, no? Which sentence, Batter? Which one's independent? It is an independent sentence, but the problem, Batter, is that it's wrong because when we use this grammar, we need two past ideas, right? So the independent sentence is grammatically correct. No, it's not. I guess it's not grammatically correct because we never say that unless it's clear that there's two past times. So that's why I said might be a bad sentence. Normally we need two past times and we need kind of two ideas, right, in the sentences. Okay, next one. Why do we use the past perfect continuous? So if you look at this one, I said, after I had been exercising for a while, I immediately decided to go for junk food. It's a little bit different, and we use ing, had been exercising. Why do we use this grammar to talk about it? Connect to the present, right? But remember, Thomas, this grammar is only in the past today. Denise, can we use I have been in Europe instead of I had been in Europe? No, Denise, because if you say I have been to Europe, that's a present idea. And we're not doing present, we're doing only past today. So that's why you wouldn't use it. You can say I have been to Europe, but the meaning is different. It's different than today. Mila, for continuous in the time, yes. Lale, actions that continue for a moment, like a process, talk about continuous. Batter, I've been in Europe. What's wrong with it? Nothing's wrong with it, Batter. But it's a different grammar. You just changed the grammar. That's I have been in Europe. That's present. And we're talking about I had been to Europe, which is past. And you need two past ideas to use it. Lujane, to express the continuity in the past for some time. I believe you're right. So to talk about one past action, which continues until second past action. Okay, so let me explain. Here's an example. So take a look at this one. I had been exercising before I ran to the ice cream truck. Great sentence. Good job. Makes sense? So exercising, and then stop. Run to the ice cream truck, right? Because ice cream is delicious. Okay, so that's the idea there. And you can see the grammar is a little bit different as well. Julian, hey, is there any possibility to make classes 1 hour early instead of 2 p.m., make it 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.? Unfortunately not, Julian. I'm working a lot more these days, and this is like my only spot of time to make the classes happen. So sorry, buddy. I would like to change it for you, but it's kind of difficult these days. Batter. So prepositions make difference, right? So I think what you're talking about, Batter, we're not talking about prepositions. We're talking about verbs. So be careful with those two words there. Gertie, we used one action which was happening when another action happened. Yes, thank you. Okay, so if you look on this little line, and the other question is, how do you make the past perfect continuous? Lady, the second verb or action, it has to be happening now. No, because remember, this is exercising, see the ice cream truck. So continuing in the past, everything's past, and then another past action. So everything's in the past. There's no present here today. Today we're only talking about the past. So how do you make the past perfect continuous? Well, you have the subject, I had, and then we use had again. So again, similar to the other one. And then after had, we need been. We have to use the be verb when we make continuous grammar. So I had been, and then we need one more verb, which is, thank you, verb 3. Is that what some people say? Verb? That could be correct. Verb plus ing. So there's 3 things you need to make the past perfect continuous. I had been working, studying, sleeping. No. Okay, good. All right, everybody, looking good. So if you wanted to draw the action, you might say exercising, and then I saw the ice cream truck. Okay? if you're having a little bit of trouble with this, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky topic. I'm doing them together. I tried to do them together to make it easier to understand the differences, but at the same time, it could be a little bit challenging for you guys. But hang in there if you're having trouble. Next one. I want you to, please, I'd like you to whoosh. Why do I always whoosh? That's a whip. I would like you to sparkle. I would like you to become a teacher for this question. So can you please, what is the difference between sentence number 1, present perfect simple, and sentence number 2? So I want you to put on your invisible teacher hat. I give you teacher powers. I would like you to explain this to the class in your own words. What's the difference between that sentence and that sentence? I had exercised before I ran to the ice cream truck, or I had been exercising before I ran to the ice cream truck. They're different, a little bit different. How are they different? Use your teacher brain and try to explain those two different ideas. Lujane, do we need to fix a period of time to use this tense? To fix a period of time to use this tense? If you're talking about the past perfect continuous, usually yes, right? So a lot of people would say, I had been exercising for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes before I ran to the ice cream truck. So yes, you're right. The other way to say it, I don't want to confuse you, but you could say, I was exercising before I ran to the ice cream truck. Those sentences, the idea is the same, but usually with this one, I had been exercising, usually we have some kind of time expression. So you're right, we do have a time expression there. All right, so rehab. I had been exercising. I'm not doing it at the moment. I've been exercising. It may mean that, correct, rehab, yeah. So if I say I had been exercising, it's definitely finished. It's in the past, but 2 past times. And then if you say I've been exercising, sounds like present, maybe finished recently. Okay, cool. The second took a while longer. Present, what do we got here? Let me scroll back here. Something was interrupted. The second action happened while the first happened. Number 1 is the past perfect simple. Number 2 is the past perfect continuous. Super past. Awesome. Super past. So if you look at those two, they're quite similar, right? But it would be basically, I had exercised, and then there's a long time between. So I had exercise is done over here. And then there's a big difference in time. And then over here, I ran to the ice cream truck. Finished, finished. But if you say I had been exercising, it's like exercising, 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 and then very quickly ran to the ice cream truck. So it's just one was continuing until the time, that's number 2, and one was finished early, and then the other one finished later. We're talking about completed actions. Okay. And this one, yeah. What's the difference between these two? And I think this is the question that someone had 2 seconds ago. What's the difference between those two sentences? Better, that's what you said? All right, man, then you got it. Okay, I had been walking in the park for 5 minutes when I saw a bird. I was walking in the park when I saw a bird. What's the difference between those two sentences? And that's the question here. What is the difference between those two sentences? They're kind of similar, right? Yeah, pretty much. Learning English, that was easy. The first one has the time expression for 5 minutes. So basically, when you see those two different, they're kind of the different grammar, but they're the same grammar. So if you see those sentences, the meaning is basically the same, but one of them usually has a time expression, and that's about it. Yeah, so that's it. And last one is this one. What is wrong with this sentence? Not these sentences, with this sentence. There's a problem. Last one. No, Mila, they're basically the same. They're pretty much similar. If you said I had been walking when I saw a bird, or I was walking when I saw a bird, they're basically the same. Why do we have different grammar that have the same thing? I don't know. So last one. What is wrong with that sentence? I had been knowing him for 5 years when he died. That's not a good sentence. So tell us why it's not a good sentence. Think about it. Think about why it's weird. Thank you, Sam. Very nice. So for example, the word know, you cannot use ing. You cannot say I am knowing. You cannot say I was knowing. And you cannot say I will be knowing. And you cannot say I was understanding. And you cannot say I can't think of another word. Anyways, belonging. I was belonging. No, you can't say that. Because some verbs, they're not actions. They're not run and walk and talk. They happen kind of in the mind. Understand, know, they happen in here. And some verbs, we cannot use ing. And we call them state verbs. So that's the other one here. State verbs are here. The verbs which don't use, verbs which cannot be used in the continuous grammar. In the continuous grammar. Okay, so there we go. Thank you, Edgar. Exactly. Love, hate, like, prefer. No isn't an action. Thank you, Flora. Yes. Better. Until, still, of when. Okay. Why? I don't know, Mila. English. Just English. Just because. Why can't you use them in ing verb? Because that's the way the language evolved. I really don't know. There's no answer. It's English people started speaking this way, and then they said, okay, these are actions. We can say ing, but no is not an action. And yeah, I don't know why. English evolution, I'm sorry, is unfortunately the answer. I didn't make the rules, I promise. Okay, so that's it. So what I'd like you guys to do, now it's your turn. Now I would like you guys to write some sentences. So let's do that. Write some sentences. And I want you to tell me about yourself and use the past situations. So write some of your own sentences using the past perfect simple. We've done lots of examples today, so you should be pretty good. Or the past perfect continuous. So go ahead, make sentences. You can make sentences that you agree, kind of like I did. You can make sentences that you agree with or you disagree with. Okay, so yeah. So whatever you want. Talk about your family, talk about your friends, talk about your life, talk about your dog, talk about your job, travel. So for example, after I had arrived in Vancouver, I decided that I enjoyed learning English. That's not true. My English was already pretty good, but that could be an example sentence. I used a lot of Vancouver today. I'm going to have to change that. It's only Vancouver. After I got my job, I decided to. After I had seen Turkey, I decided to go to the Czech Republic. Before I graduated university, I had been working at a gas station. Okay, so there you go. So I want you guys to take a minute, and you can use my examples at the top, right? I had a lot of sentences here, so you can copy my ideas and create your own sentence. Just be careful, follow the grammar rules, follow that. Remember, everything is in the past, both past actions. And there we go, and then we'll take a look. All right, learning Made English is already on it. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got a few. Zineb, I had been waiting for my flight when they announced the delay. Ba-boom, perfect. Gozia, I had started to work before I turned 18. Ba-boom, working good. Renee, before I had done my homework, I ate my lunch. I had eaten my lunch. So you actually got it mixed up there, Renee. I had eaten my lunch before I did my homework. That's the way to do it. The lunch was eaten first, and later was the homework. Learning English made easy. I had been struggling a lot until I found your channel. Thank you, buddy. Back at you. If you had a channel, I'd watch it. Denise, I had lived in Turkey before I moved to Canada, or moved in Canada. Both are possible. Sergio, I had been working in an apartment until I went to Orlando for a vacation. No S on vacation because you have a, no S. Sam, after I had started learning Spanish, I decided to go live in Spain. Yes, after I had started learning Spanish, I had this. Yeah, perfect. That's it, Sam. You got it. Have I been to Turkey? Not yet, Mila, but it's very high on my list. I'm very interested in going to Turkey. Floor, I had been waiting in the bus station for 2 hours when the bus exploded. Floor, is that a true sentence? If it is, my God. And don't forget your D on exploded. Miriam, I had been writing the letter when my mother called. Perfect. Lolly, before I had met my boyfriend, I was lonely. Oh yeah, that's everybody, Lolly. It's everybody. Glad you have someone now. That's great. Lujane, I had been crying before my daughter gave me a flower. Oh, that's nice. Ahmed, I had woken at 7 a.m., then ate my breakfast and went to my job. Yeah, good sentence. Woken at 7. So Ahmed, actually for your sentence, I might not use the past perfect simple because I think you have, I woke up, and then I ate breakfast, and then I went to my job. Those actions were very close together, almost the same time. So if the action is almost the same time, don't use this grammar. Just use I woke up, I went to my work, I ate lunch, right? You just use past simple grammar, no past perfect simple grammar. Mila, I had loved my dog. Maybe not that one. Maybe it is correct. No, it is correct. You're correct, Mila. I had loved my dog before he died. I wanted to get the idea that it continues until that time. I had been appreciating. No. Anyways, you're right. Your grammar is correct there. Lady, after I had finished my school, I had to make the decision to go to Europe. I think if we can say of going to Europe or to go, English speakers usually prefer to go as a verb, not of going. But yeah, it's good. What else we got here? Sam, I had been preparing for my oral presentation when, no, don't use a comma before when if it's in the middle of the sentence, when students went on a strike. There we go. I am saying hello to you from Turkey. Oh, hello, Mila. Well, maybe I will come. Maybe I'll come visit Mila in Turkey. That sounds amazing. I heard you guys have amazing breakfast over there and coffee. Aisha, I had been trying to find an excellent online course, 1S, to learn English before I found the best channel. Ba-boom. Long distance high five. Awesome. Thank you, Aisha. Before I was born, my parents had been living in another city. Perfect. The burglar had left the building before the police arrived. Yes. Gozia, I had been drinking water until you offered me a cup of tea. Very nice. Tea's great. Before I got married, I was a single woman. I had been working 2 years before I went to university. Very nice, Judy. Renee, after I had traveled to Berlin, I decided to move to Germany. Awesome. And Rehab, I had been speaking to my friends until I noticed that there's a live video from Smrt English, from the Smrt English channel. And then you're like, hey, friends, hold on a second. I'm going to go hang out with the crew at Smrt. There we go. Very nice. Bring your friends next time as well, Rehab. That's cool, too. Hello from Morocco. I am Yay. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. That would be great. Yeah, Turkish delight. Turkish delight, yeah, that's a real thing. That's a candy from Turkey. All right, very nice. Good. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We have a little bit of time left. Now, what can I do with you with this little bit of time? Aha! Go to the bottom of this document. So if you go to the bottom here, I put some more information there that I forgot about. And yes, please keep writing your sentences. That's fine. But I want to talk to you a little bit about state verbs. So somebody was asking about state verbs. And if you go to the bottom of the document, you'll see that there's a whole list down here about state verbs. So basically, these verbs we do not use. For example, adore. Let's see here. Adore, agree, appear, hate, appreciate, be, believe. So usually we don't say, I had been appreciating. No, it's wrong. I had been being. No, it's wrong. I had been belonging to. No, they're wrong. We have to say, I had appreciated. I had been. I had believed. I had belonged. So we cannot use ing grammar. We can only use simple grammar with all of those verbs. So there's a lot. So there's a few there. There's a few verbs that you could learn here, right? So before I left before I had appreciated Canada. No, I can't make a sentence. Those are hard. I had belonged to a gym before I went to my new gym, right? So you could use a lot of those as well. I had denied, or I had been denied, or I had depended. Okay, that's a good one. I had depended on my parents until I got a job. Ba-boom. And then I got my own money. Take that, mom and dad. No more $5 for no garbage. Okay, where can I get these documents, Kent? You can get them from me, Sergio. Let me share that with you. Normally, every class, I take it and I put it in the chat here. So yeah, I'm seeing you tomorrow. Meeting, yes, Sam. So as long as the verb has a different meaning, then you can use it. Hear. I am hearing you. No, sounds weird. I had been hearing. No, it's weird. We cannot use hear. Listening, yes, but hear, no, unfortunately. Okay, so those are some other words that you can definitely use as well. Anything else? No, I think that's the end of my documents there. Okay, so we got all that there. I'm going to be careful with that photo there. Let's see here. And what else we got? I think that's pretty much all I wanted to do today. Oh, wait, I have a little quiz for you, I believe. So hold on, I got one more thing. I think it's this one. Next 3, make some sentences using the present perfect continue about the first job. What? Okay. Okay, let's do this. No? Oh, that's the wrong game. Oh, so hold on. Let's get rid of that. That's a totally different lesson. Okay, no, I think that's all I got for you today. I think I'm going to shut it down early today, unfortunately. But that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some practice. And if you're not sure, Google it, check out a little bit more, watch the video again. And look, most importantly, look at the examples up here and think about what can I say, how can I use it. So remember, it's all about having 2 past actions in the past. One of them might continue, one of them might stop, and then later, and then stop. And then the other one might continue, and then finally stop. Thank you, GIB. Appreciate that. That's it. Okay. All right, everybody. I think that's it for me today. We will be back tomorrow, same smart time, same smart place. Thursday at 2 p.m. every week, and Wednesday 2 p.m. every week, Vancouver time, of course. Kiss, kiss, big hugs from Vancouver. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Please continue to speak in the past and don't use the present all the time because that makes teachers crazy. Have an amazing day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out. God bless. All that good stuff. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.